Please excuse the hair. I just got out of the shower. Originally this was gonna be something that I was gonna do with my girlfriend, but we keep forgetting to do it and I'm impatient, so I got these at the dollar store. I got 2 of them. It's a little froggy crochet kit. It doesn't seem like it's very beginner friendly, so maybe it's better that I'm doing it by myself, because I think my girlfriend might struggle a lot with this because she has never crocheted anything in her life. They're both supposed to be this little blue and white striped, I guess, shirt. But I thought it would be fun because I have some random yarn to use this red that I have instead of the blue on one of them, so they can look the same but like differentiate. So yeah, I'm gonna make those. So this is our fella. Two fellas. A little sheet that goes over the pattern and then different stitches. I think this may have been translated from another language because some of these stitches don't seem correct. This is a chain stitch, this is a slip stitch, this is a single, this is a half double. But it calls them slip stitch, solid mesh, simple chopsticks, and double crochet, which are not the correct terms for these. So there's that in there, and then you have some green yarn. You get one of these. I appreciate that it comes with these, because I've gotten other crocheting kits in the past that do not come with these, and I always want these. I always lose these. They're way better than the metal ones, because the metal ones are, you can accidentally like poke through stuff, and I don't want to be like sewing into the yarn. And then you get this plastic crochet hook, which, I mean, it's pretty sturdy. Does it say what size it is? No. Maybe? It says it's a 5. You probably, you can see it a little bit. It says it's a 5. You get black yarn. The only one I'm concerned about is the white yarn. It's come unraveled a little bit. This is the blue yarn that you get for these 3 rows. Or 3 sections, because it's more than 3 rows, but... and then here's the amount of white that you get. I feel like this shows more. It shows the same amount as blue. This is not the same amount. It's the same amount as the black, but not... anyways. And then you get a little baggie of stuffing, and I don't know if this will be enough, but I also don't know how big the frog is supposed to be. So I guess we'll see. And we'll hope that it's enough, because I do not have extra. Also, their pattern is a little bit confusing. I don't know how to use these ones, but I do know how to use these ones. So I think I'm just gonna follow these and hope that I end up with a guy that looks like this. I look like Gollum. I think the instructions are gonna be a little bit difficult or confusing for me to follow because, first of all, there are other ways to hold your crochet hook. That is not the only way. I hold mine like this. It's not like a pencil. I hold it like this. That's how I do it. Also, the way that they make a magic circle is bizarre, so I'm not gonna do it their way because, once again, it's bizarre and I don't know how to do it like that. There's not enough clear instructions to... Also, there's so many. Look how many fucking loops their magic circle has. Unnecessary. Oh, I really do look like Gollum. Call him if he decided to put some fucking clothes on for once. Oh, they give you different stitches. Like, they show you different types of stitches. But then these diagrams and like charts for your rows just say mesh. And even on the box, I don't know that he looks like he's made out of slip stitches, but he definitely looks like single crochet to me, at least. He might be slip stitches though, but it looks like single crochet. That's what those stitches look like to me, is single crochet. This could be a confusing experience, to say the least. Does this center pole, do you think? I doubt it. I fucking hate when it's not a center pole. Just reaching in there. The way that I make a magic circle is I take like this. Oh. You don't need to have your fingers like spread out like that. Does that make sense? And you get your hook, that's upside down, you get your hook, do a little one of these, and then it's on there, and you don't have 6 billion loops like they have for some reason. And then you put, what fucking stitch am I supposed to put? Oh my god, stop it. And that's my little circle guy. That was a really terrible tutorial. You're welcome. So I got this far before realizing, like, maybe I'm doing this wrong because, I don't know, it looks like a fine size, and I kind of don't want to frog it, but for these, I'm definitely ending up with well over the first number that it says. So hopefully I don't run out of yarn, but I guess we'll see. So for the row that I'm on, I'm supposed to be 34 plus 2. This is 34 plus 2. That's way bigger than I thought. So I think I'm gonna frog. I don't know how far back, but we'll see, because I don't want to use up more of this than I'm supposed to, because I don't know how much they give you. Okay, I frogged it. And somehow this has happened. I don't know what this is or why it's doing that. I guess I'm gonna frog it again. I think I'm just gonna start over at this point. I keep getting to the same point and having the same issue where the stitches are just not, the math is not mathing, and I don't know whether it's because I can't do math. Also, the thread, every time I frog it, does this, where it just like grabs onto itself, and you literally have to cut it apart because it like felts to itself when you try to pull it apart, and it's really annoying. I wish there was more guidance on like where you're supposed to put the when you're adding stitches. There's not a lot of instruction on where you're supposed to put those, so I'm kind of just guessing, and clearly it's not working. Oh my god, it keeps sticking to itself. Like, you just can't actually, because it just gets weird little strings tangled around itself. There it goes again. Oh my god. Make it stop. It's so annoying. I wasn't gonna record again until I had actually like finished testing out if this worked. You'd like to give your input? The pattern that they give you, as well as the yarn they give you, the pattern is not for this frog. The pattern is for something much frumpier that does not make any sense. So I started writing my own pattern, and it's obviously this will be more spherical when it's full of stuffing. I have an actual head that makes sense, and then I can sew it closed. And I'm working on the body, and I have realized, oh my god, they don't give you enough yarn to do that. Like, obviously this isn't exactly what they did, but I was looking over, like, because this is gonna be well enough blue. Why did they give you so little white? Because when I was also looking at this pattern, that, it won't look like that. This is already, like, what the hell? But it says use the green for this part, use the white for just those 2 rows, and then use the blue for the rest of them. That will not yield you something that looks like this, because it would have to be back and forth, not 2 rows of white and then so the yarn that they give you, the amount, is based on the pattern, which is not actually for this fella right here. I don't know who made this fella, but they were not using this pattern. Also, the more I'm trying to figure out, like, there is a typo here. Do you see the problem? We go -2, add 2, -2. Also, what do you mean? Like, 12 adding 6 would be every other stitch you add 1. He was shaking the bed. And then 18 would be every 2 you add 1. But then it's like add 4? Where do you put the 2? When I tried to like split it in half, it just ends up making like points. So it doesn't end up with a sphere. It ends up with the thing that I showed you before, where it's like a cone shape. I don't know who made this pattern. But like, it doesn't really make much sense. Like, -1? You're reducing by 1? -3? What do you mean? Also, there's, once again, you get this weird ass pattern for the head. I've never seen one that looks like this. And they don't include the most important rows where it gets confusing. They only add the rows. You know, like, also, this isn't helpful to me because you can't see the row before it. So where are you taking that from? Also, they're not lined up with each other. So, who made this? Because I don't think they're the same person who made this frog. I don't know who made this pattern, but it doesn't work. And they didn't give me enough yarn, and now I'm annoyed because what do I do now? I can't even make a frog that is based on this man with the materials. What am I supposed to do with this? Look how I have an inch of yarn left. And I'm supposed to be able to get another 2 rounds? Because if you look at this, this is a row, and then that's a row. And then this is a row, and that's a row. So there's clearly 2 rows of each, and it looks like you're reducing every time to make it sort of gradual taper into like a neck shape. Who made this pattern? Who did this? How could you do this to me? God damn it. Alright, so here's my thought process. I was, for one of them, gonna swap out the white with this anyways. So I think I'll just use both whites for this and hope that it gets me far enough. Though I'm not 100% sure if it will. So, in the case that it doesn't, I'll frog that. Frog that. And just do both of them with the blue and the red, and then alternate them for one frog. So one frog will have 3 blue stripes, 2 red stripes, and the other one will have 3 red stripes and 2 blue stripes. You know, I think that'll be fine. This is kind of a different weight and texture, but we're making it work, okay? I want some little fellas. That's what I came here for, is 2 little fellas, and that's not what I'm getting. Alrighty, I finished making all of his appendages and his body and his head. I made him his little eyeballs. This is how much yarn was left over from the green. That's pretty decent, I feel like. Now we get to see if this is enough stuffing, which it definitely isn't. But I'm gonna put them together. And then when I make the second one, I'll explain how I guess what pattern I made to make something that actually creates a frog and not just like a few random vague crocheted shapes. He keeps standing on my tablet and putting little bean footprints on my tablet, but he keeps slipping every time. So I keep trying to take pictures of them, and then he slips and wipes them off. Why are you doing that? Alright, we got a finished fella, a little guy. Here's the fella on the box, and here's my fella. I think if I wanted to make it more similar, I probably would have made the head bigger, I guess, and the body smaller, and then also made these arms thinner. But I don't know, I really like how he turned out. He's super cute. I like him a lot. Look at this little fella. Yeah. As you saw, this actually was enough. I think it was just packed down. I was really worried that it was not going to be enough, especially since I didn't follow the pattern. But as established, that pattern is kind of nonsense, so really it was a toss-up regardless whether or not the fucking stuffing would actually suffice. And I'll make a second one, and I'll actually show you how I made that one, because now I know what I'm doing. Really, I did not need to buy this kit. I could have just bought some yarn at Dollarama, because Dollarama sells yarn, and just made my own pattern, which is what I did anyway. Because this one doesn't make any fucking sense. I'd like to see someone who's actually, like, an expert in crochet, look at that pattern, and see if you can make something out of it, because I couldn't. Please ignore the sudden and drastic change in my physical appearance. That will be explained in my next video. This is my first frog fella. This is my second frog fella. Somehow I feel like the second one turned out worse and lumpier. Here's a full view. I accidentally attached his leg where his arm should be at first. This guy is much more precise and measured. This guy is much more haphazard and so he's a little bit wonky. This guy's quite round, quite uniform. This guy's a little frumpy because I was getting impatient and lazy and I wanted a second guy. Also, the joint pain that I've been dealing with lately, I don't know why it's happening, but it sure is happening, and my hands hurt all the time. They're kissing. There's a dog. No way. Hold on. Stinky little, oh my god, stinky little feet. Stinky feet. And my girlfriend is here. So that means that I'm going to leave now. I hope you enjoyed this video. And my funky little frog friends, they're super cute. Finished it just in time for my girlfriend to be here. And thank you for watching. Goodbye. Hi. Make crocheting. Where is he going? Where are you going? What on earth? What is he doing? He's got his feet up on the couch cushion.